Disneyland, the happiest place on Earth. It's also one of the most haunted places on Earth. These are true stories, though names and some details have been changed. Victor met Sofie in 2011. Sofie grew up in Santa Ana, California, near Disneyland, and had been going to Disneyland her whole life. There were times when she would spend every day in the summer there with her friends because of the special Southern California annual pass. She was a huge Disney fanatic and knew everything there was to know about the park. One of her favorite rides was the Haunted Mansion. She'd ridden it over 1,000 times over the years. The Haunted Mansion claimed that there were several prominent ghosts who've retired here from creepy old crypts all over the world. Actually, we have 999 happy haunts here, but there's room for 1,000. Sofie loved that line and thought it was hilarious. Except, Sofie knew that there were actual ghosts in the Haunted Mansion. She'd seen them more than once with her friends. Victor kind of laughed when Sofie claimed the Haunted Mansion at Disneyland was actually haunted. Sofie claimed she'd seen the ghost of a little boy more than once, and her friend used to get her hair pulled by the phantom all the time when they were teenagers. Victor laughed, but when he searched for similar stories online, he was shocked by how many he read. During the first year of their relationship, Victor and Sofie visited Disneyland in Anaheim, California several times. Victor had begun to love the park almost as much as Sofie. He never believed her stories that the park was haunted, and after their first conversation, the topic never really came up again. But one late night visit changed everything. This is a true story. There is a well-known urban legend of the real ghost on the Haunted Mansion ride. Many sources claim there are actual spirits who live in the mansion. People have reported seeing an old man, an old woman, and a mischievous young boy. There's also something nasty in the attic just before the Omnimovers exit into the graveyard. Some people claim to have had their hair pulled just as you're exiting, being touched on the hand while riding alone in a car. Cast members have reported seeing an old man in the mirror at the end of the ride, especially on slow nights when no one else is around. There are rumors of a mischievous young boy that likes to tug on long blonde hair. According to Victor, this is what he and his girlfriend Sofie encountered. One night, Victor and Sofie were at the park. It was late, and it was during the quiet time of year. So when they got on the Haunted Mansion ride, they were the only ones around. Sofie knew everything about this ride, including where all the props were located. They passed a little area with a table and a bunch of flowers when Victor saw what he initially thought was a prop, but it looked strange. It wasn't dressed the same way as the rest of the characters on the ride. The clothes were dated, but definitely modern. The kid had a bowl cut, almost like from the 70s. And it wasn't glowing with paint and lights like the rest of the props on the ride. Victor nudged his girlfriend. "Do you see that little boy?" Sofie's face went pale and she clutched Victor's arm. She was staring straight at the little boy. He seemed to be staring at them as the ride passed them by. "Just ignore it," Sofie said. I asked Sofie if she thought it was the little boy who haunts the ride. She says yes, but I don't want to talk about it. At that point, Victor could tell she was getting upset. As they were leaving the ride, Victor asked the cast member right outside to check and see if there was a little boy wandering around in the ride. The cast member said there was security monitoring every section of the ride at all times, and that it was just the little boy that some people think they see. Don't worry, he's not real. Don't worry about it. "See," said Sofie. "Told you." Don't worry about it. The next time you're lucky enough to take a trip to Disneyland, don't look too closely behind the props if you're riding the Haunted Mansion ride. You just might see a real ghost. This is a true story, though names and details have been changed.